So I'll talk about the short-term implications of lack of sleep. So if you have one night of bad sleep, and then the medium term, what happens if that happens over time for months on end, and then what happens if it continues for many, many years and decades. So the short-term implications of lack of sleep. So you might just think, okay, it's fine, just this one night, which is fine once in a while. Obviously, our body isn't made out of sugar. We can have certain moments of lack of sleep. But if even just one night of lack of sleep helps or messes with our productivity and focus the next day, and also with our memory. So if we're studying something during the day and then we don't have a good sleep, then actually our body and our brain can't put that memory into the right parts of the brain and consolidate it as well. We also just aren't as focused. We can't recall words as well. We might have brain fog. Also, it messes with our immune system. So just one night of lack of sleep makes the immune system more prone to inflammation the next day and makes it less able to deal with any invaders and infections that are being thrown at us. Obviously, if that then happens, not just one night, but longer term, it makes it even more of a problem. Now, what I quite find very interesting is that just one night of lack of sleep messes with our food choices the next day. So some people say they eat something and they just look at it and it goes onto their hips. And actually, if we've had a bad night's sleep, then the next day our body responds differently to the same food than if we had a good night's sleep and we ate that food. And it is more prone to bring it to signal to the brain sends signals to store that around our waistline and create some belly fat, to store some of that fat. Often I see that in my skinny fat patients. It also makes it harder for us to stick to healthy food choices because we're more likely to make reactive eating choices than proactive if we're sleep deprived. If we have our prefrontal cortex that tells us proactive strategies, how to deal with life, how to look into the future, how to eat the salad or greens or exercise. And if we are sleep deprived, we are going more into the survival mode, which is the backside of the brain, and we're more likely to react and have worse coping mechanisms with food. Sorry, let me just, someone is noisy in the background now. I'm just gonna can you see them? Can you, okay, thanks. Sorry about that. Okay, so also it's food related, but also how we act with our environment, how we deal with stressors, whether that is work or family. If we didn't have a good night's sleep, then our body goes into that survival part of the brain, and then we're much more reactive with people, reaction to stressful events, but also making worse food choices, binge eating. We're just not as resilient to staying away from bad choices. It also messes with our sleep rhythm. There's circadian rhythm. So if we had a lack of sleep one night, then it makes it much harder to get back into a good rhythm going forward. And just one night, we can usually get back on track. But if that continues, then that starts to accumulate, and then it becomes much harder for us to actually get tired at the right time of the night as well. A thing that I see a lot with my A-type personality patients, over here in London, it's quite a common thing. I'm sure over in Melbourne and Australia, similar thing. I see often that people skimp on sleep to get a workout in because they think they just, kids are sleeping, world is quiet, they might as well get up at 4:30 a.m. or whatever crazy time after having only gone to bed at midnight and get a workout in. Now, research actually shows that if we are doing that, if we've had bad quality or not enough sleep, and we're then skimping on that sleep to get the workout, the benefits of the workout that we're trying to achieve, like helping our muscles build, helping our blood sugar be more balanced, get rid of inflammation, brain health, that is all mitigated. So you might be better off getting that sleep and then trying to get that workout in at some other time.